Surfing is a beautiful dynamic between us and the waves. Its simplicity allows for an abundance of experiences regardless of what the conditions are like. We can take any board down to any beach with surf and have a heck of a time. But in this day and age, there's some incredible technology that we as surfers can take advantage of to enhance our time in the water. Today, I want to talk about fins. I've always experimented with different fin setups. Twin fins, quads, thrusters. But it wasn't until the beginning of this year that I really started going deeper into the fin universe. For instance, when I'm testing boards, it's so much more informed now. We could start with the overall template, which is the shape of the fin that determines the style of surfing that fin encourages. When I'm testing, I'll start here with the neutral template, and this just allows the natural inherent characteristics of the surfboard to shine through, so I can know exactly what I'm dealing with. Then based on the performance from there, I'll move outwards to different materials and different templates. If I'm feeling like I want maybe longer arcs, drawn out turns, then I'll go to the raked fins down here. Or I could go the other way, in the other direction, for tighter arcs with the pivot template. There really is so much you can do when you start experimenting. I've also started considering the minute details of my fins. They're rake, splay, flex, and foil. Probably new words for you as well. Today, I want to go through a little experiment to see how these factors impact my surfing outcomes. So we've got quite small conditions today, and I've only got my JS schooner with me, which, as you guys will remember, is the board I had made for really throaty, powerful, overhead high and a half kind of stuff. I want to see if we can give this board a little bit of extra springiness, a little bit more of a lively feel in that small surf just by changing the fins over. Now, as a control, I'm going to take out the neutral template legacy fin, which is the honeycomb material. Well, that actually went really well. I feel like the bar's been set pretty high. So that was the honeycomb material in the legacy neutral template. Now I want to see if we can add in some fast, springy, fluid characteristics, or at least drive them higher by using the new Blackstix. Okay, so this is basically the exact same fin, but with a different foil, flex, and construction. Here are some clips of John Florence surfing while I explain those terms quickly. Foil refers to the curve on the inside and outside faces of a fin, from front to back, kind of like an aeroplane wing. Flex is how far the fin will move or bend when put under pressure, like when you're doing a turn. Response is actually another important term here and indicates how fast the fin springs back to its original position after being flexed. Construction indicates which materials the fins are made from and how they were put together. All right, let's go give it a crack. actually genuinely shocked at how much more springy and fluid that board felt. I mean, I reckon I got a couple of better waves then. The waves got a little bit better, as they do quite quickly in France, but just even on the smaller ones, I just felt like I had a lot more effortless drive moving forward. And once I sort of translate that, I feel like it's lift in the back of the board. So the tail of the board feels like it's sort of lifting and driving you forward more effortlessly. So I really, really enjoyed that feeling. And to be honest, like even on a chest high wave, this board just came alive. I'm already thinking about the implications of that for beginner and intermediate surfers. I mean, I really think this is going to be a bit of a game changer for my students and others as well. This is really cool. There's a lot of interesting science at play here, and I want to learn more. So I've come to California to chat with Futures Fins founder, Vince. A few boards I want to play with down here.
Yeah, some good ones. Every design that we do usually starts off here. What usually happens, the design starts and then get it all designed out, and then we'll go ahead and we'll cut a prototype. If the prototype goes good, then we'll go and put it into tooling. Ship around the world out of here. Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me more about foil and lift, please?
If we were to take all these fins and we would cut them in half, and you look at that shape, you would see one side curved and either one side flat or concave. You know, it's the same principle that airplanes work on, is that when you split the water and you force it to go over the curved side and you force it to go along the flat side, it speeds up along the curved side and it creates a low pressure and a high pressure on the other side. And that creates the lift. That lift is associated with drive. The way it's set on the surfboard, it's set on the surfboard with a little bit of a cant, we would say the splay out toward the rail, and then the toe, how you put it on and you tow it toward the nose. When you roll that board over on rail, that lift is forcing that rail into the water, and it's kind of like when you squirt a watermelon seed between your fingers.
It shoots out.
It shoots out.
I find all this super fascinating, but there's more to achieving that springy feel than just the foil. Vince reckons that the flex of a fin is super important as well.
You could have the perfect template, the perfect foil, and if your flex is outside the window, it's going to work like shit. So when you watch someone like John pumping down the line, or someone of that caliber, you see how they push and unweight and the board comes back. That's where your resonance comes into play. If it's a dead fin, it's not going to come back underneath your feet as quick. So anytime you want to generate speed, the Blackstix perfect. That has the foil in there. It's got kind of two different foils in that fin. It's got a really soft flex with high resonance, so it comes back really quick. Great for soft waves. Probably wouldn't work if we made it out of, let's say, like a Thermaltech material, because it wouldn't come back that quick. But since the way the carbon's placed in there and how much flex we have in there, it comes back really quick, and so it gives you that flippy, whippy kind of feel. And that's why you're going to pay more money for something with that carbon fiber.
Let's go back to the beach. I think I've got an idea. Santi, yo.
What?
You want to surf?
Yeah.
Twice?
Yes.
Okay. First, I want you to try these.
Okay.
And then I want you to try these.
These ones.
And
Okay.
I want you to tell me the difference.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Second name? Give me a name.
Blackstix.
Blackstix. Go.
Oh. Here he goes. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Hit it. All right, how'd you go?
The waves were pretty shit at the end.
It looked tough.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. But I really liked the feeling. It was like lighter in a way, and I could like, I don't know, more responsive as well.
I'm excited where this tech will take us as surfers. I mean, it only took me 20 years of surfing to start taking advantage of serious equipment experimentation, but there's no reason you guys need to wait that long. If you're after something springy, fluid, and exciting, then definitely check out the new Blackstix range from Futures. I highly recommend them. I'm definitely gonna have these on retreat. I want everybody to try those. Sick.